So we can see that the cause of the universe must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, and enormously powerful. That is what we call God.
Yeah, he's egotistical and makes it very clear on his personal beliefs, which makes class an uncomfortable environment if you don't agree with them.
Jeez.
Uh,
One awful man.
I'm excited to read that because
Yeah.
there's no way that it's justified.
I already disagree with it.
All right, fear the Reaper, avoid this man at all
Oh.
costs. He is the Antichrist. Michael Heiser is the Antichrist, everybody. Hey everyone, this is What Your Pastor Didn't Tell You. Today I am on with my friend Than of Exploring Reality. We're going to be talking about Rate My Professor and all of your favorite scholars and philosophers and your one psychologist that you know of, Jordan Peterson. We're going to talk about all the great ones that are on Rate My Professor today, and we're going to talk about whether you should be a student of them. How are you doing today, Than?
I'm doing pretty good. My wife is out of town for the next few days. I'm
Oh
alone with three
yeah,
boys. So
bro
I have that
time.
disheveled, tired dad look on me. It's because I'm a disheveled, tired dad.
You, you said it was the lighting, but all right.
And I'm going to blame the lighting. I don't know. I
No.
can't figure it out right now. So
That's all right. We'll figure it out. So Than and I are we're both wearing our glasses today because we're going back to school basically. We're trying to
and
figure
I'm
out
blind.
that too. Yes. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go through each professor. We're gonna talk about what they're famous for, what's their background, and would we want to be a student of them? And at the end, we're gonna talk about our three favorite professors of the list here that we're going through here.
Yep.
So let's do this. Okay. All right. So Than is going to give a description of this person, and everyone is going to guess what they think this professor is. So, what is your description, Than?
Okay, and so instead of a description for this one, I'm actually gonna parrot him.
Okay.
I think this will be a lot easier.
All right. Let's do it.
Um, so we can see that the cause of the universe must be spaceless, timeless, immaterial, and enormously powerful. That is what we call God.
Richard Swinburne.
Close.
He's got a weird voice too, right?
That is to say.
Nice. All right.
Well, hopefully the audience knows who
Yes.
knows who we're
Yes.
talking.
Hopefully. All right. So obviously, it is everyone's favorite.
Bro, you need an ad blocker.
Yeah. What is going on here? This is Chrome for you, man. All right. Stop seeing this ad. Yes. That's all right. We'll figure it out later.
It's just gonna be there.
All right. Everyone's, these Rate My Professor is getting a lot of ad revenue from this video. I can guarantee it.
I'm
All right.
surprised he's got a 3.9.
Yeah, 3.9 out of 5. It's everyone's favorite William Lane Craig, the philosopher of all philosophers. All right, so nobody rated him awful, so that's a good start. Level of difficulty 4. Is that surprising? I don't know. You tell me.
4 out of what?
Well, 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it seems like he's a difficult professor. Obviously, everybody knows who he is. Lots of debates, philosopher, does a lot of other stuff on the Bible. What is his Defender series, podcast, all that. All right. So, a nice little willing to help students in class and outside of class. Teaches material like no other professor at Biola. Highly recommend. How sweet. All right. This is not a good one. What do we got here? He is definitely well versed in what he talks about, but he is so very narrow-minded. He doesn't like it when people disagree with his premises at all. I'm not a very good
You know what's funny is a lot of people will actually. I actually think Craig is a really good
do?
philosopher. I
Okay.
disagree with him on a lot of stuff, but
Okay.
that's sad to see.
Oh, yeah. He just doesn't experience the truth. No.
He's suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
Oh, yes, that's what it is. Yeah, no. So as people will find out, there's a lot of like bad reviews that are. It's like almost impossible to tell like if they're justified in any way or if it's just like some nonsensical person that got a bad grade
Well,
or
this one
something.
has 38 downvotes,
Yeah,
so
people didn't like that. Well, got to continue that, right? All right. Professor Craig is one of the top philosophers living today. His expertise is only matched by his eloquence and deep care for students. He truly packs a lot of material in his classes. That's good. Wow, that is very A plus right there. All right, what do we got
I've
here?
actually heard that about Craig too. I heard that he's like a very caring person when you're talking to
Oh,
him.
well, that's cool. All right. Reads directly from his prepared lectures, but does so as a performance. Ooh, not in a dull fashion. He has
Yeah.
high expectations, but is friendly and available outside of class.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. You mean if you got a little
I'm
slideshow?
confused. I'm confused that you give him a 3.5 when
Uh
all you did was compliment
huh.
him.
That's a good point. That is a good point. I don't know what to say about that. So, the only 6 reviews, so not much to go on, but I'd say I probably enjoy his class. What do you think?
I think I would enjoy his class just knowing that I enjoy William Lane Craig in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes,
so yeah,
I agree.
is he top 3? I don't know yet. We're gonna have to see more.
Okay. All right. So this is another big name. Uh, I guess you don't have an impersonation for this next person.
Is it the second person on our list?
It is.
I'm gonna parrot him again.
All right.
Well, that's just silly.
That A plus impersonation.
He says that a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
What else does he say a lot? The ancients weren't dumb. Is another thing he says a lot.
All right. So I downloaded ad blocker, so we should be good now.
Okay.
Midstream. Well, it's not really a stream, but that's okay. It is everyone's favorite Michael Heiser. All right, the
Yeah.
very great Michael Heiser.
One awful man.
I'm excited to read that because
Yeah.
there's no way that it's justified.
I already disagree with it. I don't care what there's no justification for
Exactly,
this.
my exact thoughts. But look at this, not
Yeah,
nine
9
nine
awesomes.
pause and fives. That's pretty huge. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's no surprise in any way. Like come on now, it's Heiser. So yeah, what is Heiser famous for? Sons of God, Genesis 6, Elohim, Divine Council, uh, Naked Bible
Probably I would say
Podcast.
that's probably yeah, I'd say that's what he's famous for. Other things that he's like I think good for too is just like understanding how to read the Bible in general.
Hmm.
Um and I always point to him as like a really good introduction to like Enochian influence on the New Testament and stuff like that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, he was actually like a legit scholar too.
Yeah.
So he did a lot for the lay audiences, but he also did a lot for like
Scholarly
real,
stuff.
yeah. So that's cool to see. All right, so good class, really enjoyed it. Heiser is clear about what he wants, no surprises. He states the whole agenda for the quarter on the day one, so you know what you're dealing with.
Doesn't
Doesn't he,
check homework. Nice.
whether you want to learn or not, and it's super helpful. Wow, that I mean, there are definitely pros and cons to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
teacher like that.
Great
Great
sense of humor. Yeah.
That's expected. Yeah. All right. Professor is great. Great ties to ancient studies community. All right. Ignore all the bad comments below. There's like one bad comment.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe there's more that just got taken down.
Oh well. How many bad reviews do you have, or how many not helpful marks
Yeah.
do you have to get
I
taken
don't know.
down? All right. His class is so easy, and lectures are never boring, even though class was 2 hours long.
I love this line on the next one. Right here. Has a great sense of humor that is so dry like the Mesopotamian desert.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, everyone, get prepared for this bad one.
Yeah, here we go.
You've already seen it. All right, fear the Reaper. Avoid this man at all costs. He is the Antichrist. Michael Heiser is the Antichrist. Everybody. All right,
Oh,
everyone.
no. Do
throw
not take.
away your left behind books and all that. We found out who the
Oh,
Antichrist is.
oh my gosh. So this is so you, you can clip this out if you need to, but
Okay.
um, so I'm assuming this guy is just like a fundamentalist or something. That um, what's the name of that independent fundamentalist Baptist preacher, Stephen something?
Anderson.
Yeah,
Steven Anderson.
yeah. Have you ever seen his critiques of Michael Heiser? He
Oh.
calls his work Baal worshipping garbage and stuff like
Oh yeah.
that. Somebody like that maybe.
Well, I love so he says, "Do not take Egypt from him this spring." So it appears that Heiser was teaching an Egyptian
Yeah,
class
that's
of some
interesting.
kind. I didn't expect to see that. Uh,
Hmm.
Interesting. If you already signed up for it, drop and run. Well,
Well,
we need to make sure
okay.
that's a third
I
non-helpful.
Heiser was gonna probably be one of my top three to listen to, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Listening to the Antichrist, I don't know.
Mm, that's deep. All right, Heiser's the
Oh
man.
man, that made
Brilliant,
me laugh.
extremely knowledgeable, and great sense of humor too. His
A lot of
lectures
humor
tend to
ones.
stick with chalk and talk, and the material is hard if you have no previous background in biblical history. Yeah, that's interesting. So I took classes at Liberty, and I don't know if the teachers were actually any good because I only took a few of them.
Hmm.
But like, you live in a church environment your entire life, and then you go to college, and like you get there, and it's like not. It seems like almost a bunch of random facts sometimes. Like, oh, what did Ezekiel do when this happened?
Hmm.
And like in this random verse. So like I can see how going to a Bible college class could be difficult.
I so here's my theory because
Okay.
whenever I'm talking with, let's put it this way, because I got into like biblical scholarship as I was becoming a Christian. Um, and I never grew up a Christian, and then learning how to like read the Bible in
Mhm.
terms of just like life application stuff right away. So from like from my perspective, being somebody that wasn't a Christian my whole life and then became a
Mhm.
Christian later on, um, and as I'm working with people that have been Christians their whole life and then introducing them to biblical scholarship, it seems like the biggest hang up and like the biggest issue that people run into is like, well, this is how I've been trained to think about the Bible my whole life. And now it's
True.
like, oh, wait, now I'm doing history about the Bible. I'm not doing like, hey, here's this book in First Corinthians that tells me how to be like a loving person. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, here's the context and here's the history surrounding the
True.
verse kind of a thing. So
Yeah. 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 I mean, in a lot of ways, reading the Bible is like any other ancient text, which is like, I guess, scary to some people,
yeah,
but
I
like that's okay,
I
right?
I am actually reading it as an ancient text and historical text actually makes me more confident in my faith. Um,
Mm.
so but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think like I think it's more difficult for people that grew up in the church and like were taught to read the Bible like that because now it's like, oh, this my whole entire way of thinking about this thing is changing.
True.
Whereas somebody that doesn't have that like idiosyncrasy
Hmm.
doesn't have to take a step back away from it and
Hmm.
then you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Makes sense for sure. Okay. So this is not a bad one. He says he's clear on what he wants you to know and is a fair grader. For some reason, I don't know why. I just thought that Heiser might be a difficult grader,
Hmm.
but we're not getting that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe because like his stuff is like so dense and actually like good to learn
Hmm.
ideas that maybe I thought that he'd just be a hard grader, but it doesn't appear so.
Maybe he's a nice grader because of um he when he was going through his PhD,
Okay.
he said there was complete nightmare because of the people that like oversaw him.
Hmm.
So maybe he's just like, I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So a lot of reading, but you can get by without reading every word, although every bit helps. Very helpful outside class to Wikipedia him. I don't know what's gonna be on Wikipedia. Okay, we kind of have to look, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. literally searched Wikipedia. Okay. We got to figure out what is just so exciting about this Wikipedia, his profile on Wikipedia.
I'm looking forward to this.
Okay. Okay. His Stranger Things series. Okay, yeah, so he does have a lot of, crazy stuff out there that he did.
Yeah.
A lot of different
Oh, I like the aliens and stuff
ideas.
like that. I actually
Yeah.
haven't looked at that.
It's interesting. Zachariah Sitchin, his stuff on that's fun. All right. Oh yeah, Zachariah Sitchin. There you go. Ancient Aliens debunked. All right, career. So he did distance learning at Liberty University. I'm right down the road from that. I never got to do anything with that. So sad. All right. Yeah. Well, I don't know what was so exciting about the Wikipedia part.
I don't know either. Maybe it was something that was there at the time, and now they got rid of it.
Things are always changing. Gosh, dang it.
Dang kids and their internet.
That's right. Okay. All right. I really like Dr. Heiser. He was my ancient Israel professor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense than Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Next one.
I have an impersonation for this, but
okay.
the Bible was written. Wait. The Bible was written for us, but not to us. Wait, I got that backwards, didn't I?
No, you did it.
Okay. Now you're second guessing yourself.
No, I'm not second my guess. I was hoping more from you, Than. You know.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, what?
You
Okay, you do the
had
impersonation.
Oh, do you don't want me to do? Oh, great. Oh no. All right. I take it back. Fine. You win. It was a good impersonation.
What? Now I really want to know what
I expected something longer, more in depth than his entire.
I haven't listened to his lectures too much, to be honest.
Okay.
With you. I've read all his books,
right.
but
Hypocrite. Gosh. Just kidding. All right. So yeah, it's John Walton. So writer of the Lost World series. So he, Genesis, Lost World, Genesis 1, Genesis 2. He has, or maybe it's just Adam and Eve, Lost World, the Flood. We have
Lost World of Scripture.
Yeah, Canaanite Conquest, whatever that book was called.
He also, hold on, I have a whole folder of all his books. There's probably stuff we're missing.
We don't need his entire biography.
That's
it's a lot of really good stuff for lay people, but also like for the scholarly realm. So he's like definitely one of the most scholarly people we've mentioned so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you could mention other books or fun facts.
I'm just kind of looking for my own sanity now.
Yes, for your sanity. Smart. All right.
Oh, the IVP Bible background commentary.
Oh yes, true. I've got that. That's worth it. Oh, is it? Do I have that? No, the NIV one is the best. It's awesome. All right.
3.4.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait to read the awful.
Level of difficulty. That's oh my goodness, 5 of them. Dang. Would take again. That's barely half.
All right, let's see these.
Lots of homework.
Tough
This is not all a
grader.
surprise. It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
All right. Classes require work. All right.
Read
Yeah.
lectures. Knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Okay. It's by far the worst class I've taken at Wheaton College.
Dang.
Wow. He grades your paper on how he believes in theology. Therefore, if you have any different views, you will fail the paper.
Ouch.
In the most respectful and Wheaton College way of saying this. Yoder Walton?
What?
I don't understand that.
I have no idea.
Sentence made no sense to me.
All right. In the comment section, please clarify what that means or what special code or typo that is. Worst professor at Wheaton, but decent guy. Oh, that's nice of him at least. Don't take him. He doesn't tell you how to write better papers, has a horrible grading scale, and every class is boring. He expects you to be as knowledgeable as him in the Old Testament. He got a B, though. The other guy got a B+.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. um, Passionate, nice.
Impossible. Grading skill horrendous. Oh, this is rough. This is tough to read. I'm a big Walton fan, so this is tough for me. You
Really.
know?
I'm not too surprised because he's pretty scholarly,
Yeah.
but
Uh, Was no doubt a difficult professor, but he was also one of the best I had in my
yeah.
freshman year. He knows loves the Bible so much that you cannot help but fall in love with him. Please take his course. Kind of opposing views here. Expects you to have mastered the entire Old Testament before entering the class.
Oh my gosh, this second line. He believes he has received some hidden insight into. I don't think he
Oh.
believes that.
That's awesome. Expect you to treat your class if you were in grad school and have studied Old Testament for 4 years. So obviously he's taking not seminary classes, teaching seminary classes, but like intro to bachelor's degree classes. Okay.
Man, this first line on this one. But believes his stances are the only correct ones. Well,
Oh.
doesn't everybody who believes their stances think it's the correct one?
Oh no, the keyword there, only
But
correct
they're
one.
but like what I'm not gonna get. I never mind. I'm like I'm trying to defend Walton here instead of reading these.
If you can get past his difficult grading and somewhat controversial stances, he is legitimately an enjoyable person to talk to and learn from. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, when I had an interview with him, we didn't really talk much off show, so um, I can't. It seems like I have to take his classes to talk more.
I'd love to study under Walton.
Yeah, that would be great. Uh, but make sure to work hard. You're gonna have bad grades. All right. Busy work, the same stuff. Rather dry.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe more than 20% of his class should get an A. Yeah, I don't like teachers like that. Specifically, that point.
Hmm.
That's annoying to me. I mean, if you
Yeah.
get lucky and everyone is obviously like a smart
Good.
student, like you shouldn't fail them just because other people are good.
Yeah.
All right. So cite him in all your papers. Seriously, cite his three. you just you not know hard grader if you cite him.
Me if I was a professor. Well, you didn't cite me enough in your paper, so
That's awesome. No tests. Okay.
Huh.
He talks about his own ideas and own books. He wants you to cite his books. Well, that's how you get good grades, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, he's nice, but his grading is sketchy. All right. Well respected, phenomenal. Most innocent 95-year-old relic I've ever
Oh
seen.
my gosh.
Known. He was excellent speaking patterns and understands how to communicate to students. His grading criterion is the most vague I've ever seen, and all his sources cite themselves. If you want to hear
It
some,
seems like a recurring theme that people just have no clue why they're getting the grades they're getting.
yeah. Well, that is frustrating unless you cite him,
Yes,
his
that's
specific
one of the
books.
criteria.
Was main complaint that he left controversial topics too open-ended that I personally think the Bible is clear on. Okay. Yeah. That sounds like some fundamentalism shown in
Yeah,
their face. He'll have you over for dinner. Hey, that's nice.
dude.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, grading
Okay.
criteria vague.
Yep. Cynical and rude at times. 3 up marks. All right. Leading figure in the Origin debate. Yes. Make sure to use the sources he gives you and write what he wants to hear. Oof. All right. A lot of people tell you his philosophy is wrong, but that's because his teaching style can come off as pretty arrogant. Saved how I read the Bible.
Yeah.
Calling him wrong is like denying Gandalf. 3 downvotes. I have never learned so much in a class. He is very intelligent and very interesting. This is one of it's difficult though. There is a lot of busy work and his grading is difficult.
I wouldn't like busy work either.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're gonna learn a lot, right? If you do that.
I can learn a lot without the busy work. I'll just go to his class and get a failing grade.
Very arrogant. Take
I
this class with
wonder.
someone else. What?
I wonder. Like, there's a lot of these reviews saying that he's really arrogant,
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to biblical scholars before
Mm-hmm.
that people have called arrogant, and I did not pick up on any arrogance from them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes I just wonder if
Yeah.
people get called arrogant, until like intelligent people get called arrogant because people just don't like that they're right.
Or maybe like they feel stupid. They
That
feel
too.
less educated. They're like, oh my gosh, this guy is saying so much that I don't know about.
So he's
And
just the
yeah,
enemy, and that way I don't have to take what he says seriously.
yeah, fair enough. But it is really interesting how many of those reviews on there. So there, he did
Yeah,
teach at Moody College, and there was a couple, at least a couple on there. I don't know if that's related at all. But
yeah.
Wheaton's
I've
kind
not.
of liberal in some ways. So,
Yeah, I've not talked to Walton before, so I don't know what to make of those reviews.
hmm, hmm. Well, yeah, I would like to be a student to learn. I don't know if I would like the difficult grades
Yeah,
and stuff. All right.
I do not have a thing of this. The only thing I have I could like do is take like say a sentence and then have a really long pause. And then if you try to talk I'm gonna cut you off. Because he does this a lot. Oh, man. That's true too.
Does anybody have popcorn?
Yeah, there you go.
Who is this, everybody? All right.
Might join with the Hyksos to regain control of Egypt.
Comment in the chat if you knew the answer. All right. This is everybody's favorite David Falk. It is a bit sarcasm because not everybody
The
likes him.
controversy.
Definitely a controversial figure. Sadly, we do not have many reviews from him. So that's sad. So we got David Falk. All right. He's got one great review. One review. All right. Really interesting. Disagrees with the textbook, so lectures are everything. He's a tough subject to learn, but he expects you to memorize names and dates. He said in one of his streams that he was a very difficult grader and expects you to learn a lot. All right.
I like that he disagrees with the textbooks. I do that
Yeah.
with when I teach. I do that with my class a lot too.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. Is there any specific names that you wanted to throw out here?
Yeah, I'm not gonna yell because the kids are sleeping, but just pretend I'm yelling in the middle of a debate. Okay. By definition, a miracle is the least likely thing to happen.
This is everyone's not actual favorite Bart Ehrman.
I actually really like Ehrman. I just disagree with his work a lot.
But 27
Wow,
awesome reviews
27.
though. He's
That
very
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he's very famous apparently on Rate My Professor. Level of difficulty is high. All right, this is one of the most funniest reviews I've ever seen. All right, so out of all the classes I've taken in college, I regret this one the most. If you need the PH credit, class will not be an easy. He's egotistical and makes it very clear on his personal beliefs, which makes class an uncomfortable environment if you don't agree with them.
Jeez.
All right, man is the biggest joke. Told the TAs not to give us A's. All right. Lectures are based off a book he wrote and all assumptions. The debate questions could only be found on his blog that you have to buy if you want to use it. He charges for his blog?
Jeez, dude.
I could teach this class because all he does is make up stuff about the Bible. All right. This is unwelcoming environment.
He runs his classroom like a police state.
Oh, gosh. That's rough. Oh, yes. One even brought a spyglass to the final exam, patrolling the aisles, harassing students trying to take notes. Wow. Bit egotistical. Okay. He expects you to memorize the verses? There is no way. There's no way to that. That is hilarious.
This youth group?
Yeah. All right, there's a good one. Charismatic, great lecturer, knowledgeable, workload heavy. Let's see. Please listen. If you're not a religion major and you do not live, breathe, eat, and sleep the New Testament, do not take this class. Find another. Disorganized.
Jeez, I'm kind of surprised.
There's a lot of bad reviews here. It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
right.
I'm kind of sad about that. I was hoping.
What?
Well, I don't know. I was hoping like he wasn't an egotistical like lecturer and all that
Oh.
stuff.
Well, you have to be honest, Than. Like, these are just Christians that are biased,
You
and
think so?
okay, obviously, surely some of them are.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah. Now, all of them, I don't know. Uh, Probably not all of them. There's got to be some truth to this, right? Don't take his class. I spent 20 hours studying for the final. I've done that before, not for his class, obviously. That's rough.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So if I'm a student, I probably will not take him. I will probably not take him.
I would take his class just so I can debunk him.
Oh, debunk him. Okay. All right. Another fun one. Okay, Tripper Longman. You don't have a thing for him, do you?
Hey, what? No, I don't.
A little quip.
Yeah, he's not like a personality, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what the people love.
I know. I wonder if people are gonna be like, "What's Than's quip?" One
Yeah. What
day,
is Stan's quip?
being an idiot.
Oops, that's awkward. All right. Yeah. Nothing too crazy about these reviews. Just 5 in total. Difficult. Absolute full of knowledge. His lectures with no visuals, and every word that comes out of his mouth is important for the brutal tests to record
Jeez.
them. Study guides are straightforward, and all you do is memorize your answers to them based off your notes and students' previous tests. He is funny in a dry way. So somebody's using, what is it, Quizlet?
Something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart.
Ask him about South Park this week, and you're sure to get a hilariously entertaining answer. He shouldn't be watching South Park. That's not Christian. What is this guy? All right, all right. I really actually haven't read this one. These reviews are no
It's gonna
surprise
be
here.
interesting.
I skipped one. Sorry. It's Jordan Peterson. Sorry, guys. I know you have a quote for him, don't you?
There's so many. I just don't know.
I can't do a Canadian accent, so it's no good for me.
What are you gonna do without all the men, huh? That one.
Look at this. 98% would take again. That's
Dang,
insane.
133.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I'm really looking forward to listening to the awful ones.
okay. All 2 of them.
Yes.
We'd have to dig for those. All right.
Greatest
Hilarious,
prof.
caring, respected.
He was tough on
tough on
grading.
grading.
You got a B minus.
That's all you care about. Gosh, you're just speaking with the greatest psychologist alive. Yeah, so he's for everyone not familiar with him, he is big into obviously a psychologist, teacher. He's got a bunch of lectures. You got the Genesis lecture. You got Exodus that's about to come up and coming out soon. I did a review on with Dr. Joel Koretko.
I still haven't watched those.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's probably not very good if you're looking for actual scholarship, but
That's why I haven't looked at it.
yeah, that's about it. All right. This is probably everything you expect. Just very nice words.
Yeah.
Nice word. Found out about him from the Joe Rogan podcast. After being accepted to U of T, I knew I had to take a class. That's
funny.
awesome. I mean, that's basically like, who would pass up on an opportunity
Yeah.
for a famous guy like that? Although I should say that my friend, Joel Koretko, he got to meet Jordan Peterson after reviewing him, and Koretko had like a major critique of a major part of it, and it was like kind of awkward, like actually meeting him, like saying, "Hey, I critiqued you."
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see here. Avid listener of his
honest
YouTube
man.
series.
Oh my gosh.
19 dislikes. That's I guess, are you considered a student if you watch his YouTube series?
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna skip.
Nothing like too crazy here.
These are all his classes. I guess there's no easy way to get to the bad one. Sorry guys, we're not gonna be able to get to the all 2 bad ones.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll figure it out. All right. Tim McGrew.
I
He
don't have
had
a
a
quip.
no quip. Do you have one for Lydia?
Not really either.
Yeah.
Plus, she's like a mom. She's like a mom to me too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Oh, that's very sweet of you though. That she's like a mom to you.
She is.
Yeah.
She's.
So Than's mom. This is Than's dad. No. Uh,
I wish. I'm not.
so
I'm not as close with Tim.
I see. I really liked him. I've always liked him. He's a
Yeah,
really
he's
cool guy
awesome. He's
in
an
debates and
amazing
stuff.
epistemologist.
Yes, yes, I really like, and he's very clear and articulate. But anyways, he's epistemologist, philosopher. Lydia McGrew is philosopher, but also a New Testament scholar. Really interesting story. The both of them, they do a bunch of debates and YouTube stuff. Interesting teaching style, very anecdotal. So if you like stories, then take his class.
Comes a bit off with a Bible thumper.
A Bible thumper.
Jeez.
He's not. From what I've seen, he's not very liberal. Do you?
No.
He's. I wouldn't say like fundamentalist or evangelical.
No, I think he's very even keeled.
Okay. It is interesting though because like his wife is like very very familiar with New Testament stuff, and so like it's got to rub on to him in some ways, right? It's like, but nobody really considers him a New Testament guy.
Well, he's a really good New Testament guy too. It's just that's just not the area he like works in publicly a lot. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do like his New Testament stuff that he does publicly at least.
Yeah.
So, 2 exam, 80% of the grade. Okay.
Wow.
Fabulous teacher, very nice. Again and again, continue.
Really smart. I would agree with that.
Looks like a relative of Bill Gates.
It's true. Is that a bad one? No comments.
No comments. Well, that's lame.
Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, how many people are really taking the time to just review people online?
Fair enough.
Takes effort.
I would take a class from Tim McGrew, though. I think he's brilliant. And
No. All right.
And Lydia. Both of them at the same time.
So most people are familiar with this next person because he's a young Earth creationist, paleontologist. That's the dinosaur people, right?
Yeah.
That's awkward.
I don't really pay. I've never like looked at his work, so I don't know much about him.
But you watched his inspiring philosophy debate with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where everyone knows him from, basically. If you're not a young Earth creationist, but he was on my channel, so we talked a little bit. So he actually taught at Liberty while I was at Liberty. I never met him, but he was like a teacher, and then the head guy, like, was the head during I was there, and like he had a big influence, and then Marcus ended up being the head of it, and I can't remember if he still is the head or not. Can't remember. Tough grader. He's got a lot of bad. Wow. That's rough, but he's got a lot of good stuff. Liberty is an interesting environment, so I'm not sure what to expect.
On a
power trip.
Wow.
Ooh, very strict. Seems to be self-conscious about the fact many students wish they don't have to take the class. Takes it out on the class. What?
Wow.
Yeah, I just to let you know, I think Marcus Ross is an extremely nice person. Obviously, I've never taken his classes, but he's always extremely nice to me. And in our
from what I've seen, he's an extremely nice person.
Yeah. So if you start off bad, it's bad the whole class. Ooh, different company, which clearly takes all of its time. Oh yes, he does. He does have a different company. Unreasonable when it came to working with students' lives outside of class. I'm pretty sure a lot of these classes, I don't know for sure, CRST 290, I'm almost 100% confident that's the one you're required to take if you, where at one point you were required, it's like basically Answers in Genesis 101 is the class, yeah. That was an enjoyable class in some ways. All right. He gives no instruction on what to expect, memorize, hard, bad. He's not like the other ones where like you've got a bunch of fundamentalists coming on and like hating on him because in a lot of ways like he has very conservative views.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer to see. Based off the negative reviews, I'm wondering if it's just that his bandwidth is being stretched between his professorship and
Hmm.
like the creationism, like apologetic stuff that he does.
Yeah. Hardest class I've ever taken. Okay. Quirky sense of humor. Really bad tests, but he's funny. I would recommend as he gets too. Cool teacher, not a cool class. That's funny. That's funny. I think I would like Marcus Ross. So Marcus is one of the very few young Earth creationists that takes his opposition seriously.
Yeah, that's what I like about him from what I've seen.
Yeah. Sorry to let you down here, buddy, but we did have to mention Richard Carrier.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
The problem is that, well, there's no reviews. He's just got
Wait,
a
really?
profile. Yep.
Darn.
So, yeah. Big letdown, everybody. All the atheists
I
can
was
leave
so
the
excited to
video.
get to that one. Darn.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Got your hopes up.
I am curious to see this one.
Okay. All right. So Pete Enns, very liberal scholar, got kicked out of a Bible college. Yeah.
I struggle to call him liberal.
How could you not? He's progressive.
Okay, but like we can talk about this offline because like because like there's things he says where I'm just like for instance like with the whole Ashra stuff he in my opinion takes a conservative approach to it. Like
Okay.
I guess it depends on what you mean by conservative or liberal here, but like
Mm.
anyway,
Well, he's definitely a liberal Christian.
what do you mean by that?
Progressive.
Are you
That's
talking about is he? Because typically when people say that, though, I take liberal Christian to mean like deny the divinity of Christ and universalism and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Is he
I
a
don't. I
universalist?
now that I think about it, I've not actually heard his views on that. It's
Okay.
so yeah. Obviously, he got kicked out of a college he was teaching at.
Yeah, but that was
Because
because of his view, like inspiration, right?
right, inspiration. So I think he, from a perspective of like other scholars, I think he does take a more liberal view on that, uh, compared to like someone like John Walton.
Grudem? Oh, okay.
Well, obviously Grudem. Grudem was like a meanie to him, and one of the reasons he got fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, off the top of my head though, I don't really know that many of his views though. But he is a big documentary hypothesis guy.
Yeah.
He's a big like I'm pretty almost 100% sure contradictions are okay. Not only that, but he makes this thing of like the Bible is inspired, and also other books outside the Bible inspired, like math and science books, because they're equally true and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And people don't like him for that.
Fair enough. Yeah, like even Heiser was on the record saying like, "Hey, I'm open to the documentary hypothesis."
Mhm.
Wait, I wanted to read those.
What? Oh, Pete
the-
Enns?
Yeah, Pete Enns reviews though.
It wasn't that exciting.
Nothing exciting. Okay.
Yeah, it's just nice things. Okay,
Just nice
that's
stuff.
fair enough. That's worth talking about. All right.
Right, Rasmussen.
Okay. So Pete Enns,
Oh, wait,
great
sorry.
reviews, no bad reviews. Level of difficulty 2.8. So I was surprised because I expected someone that was like progressive liberal, and like I'd expected all these Christians to come on and like hate him or something, but he was actually very, very nice. Apparently, awesome, great, good, fun, hilarious. Designed the class so it didn't take much of the grade. 2.5, Edson's brilliant. I would absolutely recommend him. He's a bit arrogant sometimes, in my opinion, but he's a genius. Only gave him a 2.5 and got an A minus.
Wow.
That is not equal grading there. All right, so the next one is Joshua Rasmussen. Did I say that right?
Yep, Rasmussen.
Yeah.
He's
I've
another.
always-
He's like one of my mentors. So I'm
Aw.
excited to read this.
This is absolutely no surprise.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
No way at all that like this should be a surprise. All right, level of difficulty. I don't know what I expected the difficulty to be. I feel like he's such a good teacher that
Yeah, exactly.
he just makes it easy. 82%, 7. All right.
I'm almost a little disappointed there is no
Bad
um,
reviews?
bad ones.
Toxic Dan. No, I don't. I think of all the people that deserve only good reviews, it's him.
Yeah,
He's very nice and smart.
and he's an amazing communicator.
Yes. Um, just people commenting, nice, caring,
Yeah.
not much homework. Um, when I had a philosophy class, it was Philosophy 101 when I was in college.
Hmm.
Oh, I have no idea what just happened. Um, Philosophy 101, and it was like all these like just random like Plato said in the 300s.
Yeah.
This random thought scenario. So I wonder what Rasmussen is talking to. Did I say that right? I don't even know what I'm saying.
Rasmussen.
Yeah. Okay. I don't. And I wonder what he like actually taught because, um,
I'm not sure.
because someone like that could like teach something super in depth and then otherwise not super in depth. So very basic.
Hmm.
All right. So what else do we got here? All right. This is a very nice lady, our first woman. Yes. Um, one of my favorite scholars, Carmen Joy Imes. She's new to the scene of scholarship, very,
Mhm.
very new actually. She was a missionary, and then like in the last 10 years, after like being missionary for at least, or I just like a really long time, decided to be a Bible scholar, and went to Biola recently. And really nice, so it's not a surprise that she doesn't have any bad reviews.
Hmm.
She wrote on the image of God recently, and then saying God's name in vain and what that means.
Ooh, I want to read that. That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, that's a good one for sure. So let's see here. Very scholarly, but a good read, and not and for lay people too. Not afraid to speak about hot button topics. So she actually talks a lot about like um, the like taking care of the earth, which is like
Huh.
new for me as a not what you expect from a scholar. Um, very nice. Best Old Testament professor.
Nice.
3 hour class. Nice person. Exams are all based on notes. Slideshow needs
Ooh,
updated
wow.
because when you get to for them, what do we got here?
A bad one.
Graded very harsh. Quizzes seem easy in the beginning, but harder as she rewords the questions to the point you don't know what she's asking. Reading is very heavy. Oh, tends not to put a lot on slideshows. I don't know what to tell you, man. You're the only one with a bad review.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe Carmen can update her slideshows or something. I don't know, make them bigger to make this one guy happy. Maybe he'll go and change his review. Okay.
What do we got left? Averback and Alter, huh?
Yeah, Averbeck and Alter. All right. Well, we have one review. Richard Averbeck. He's written on Genesis, a bunch of other different topics. Good scholar. One
Very
review.
good scholar.
Yeah, fair enough. Rightfully dubbed Slaverbeck, or is that Slaverbeck? But if you play ball, you'll have a much better understanding of the Old Testament.
Probably Slaverback because it says before that he assigns a lot of work.
A lot of work. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right, Slaverbeck.
Hmm.
I feel like that's a common theme of a lot of Old Testament scholars. You got to read a lot. All right. And finally, Robert Alter, famous for one of his translations. I don't even know what it's actually called. And popularizing the when God began to create Okay.
Right here. Well, just because of one of the projects I'm working on, the Hebrew Bible.
Yeah,
This
we
one's
can't see
just
that.
the prophets. I have the other ones in my bookshelf.
Okay. Yeah, go buy his book. It's a good book.
Books, volumes.
Books, all of them. All right. 3 reviews, all good. Best professor ever.
Gifted
Literature.
speaker. I've never actually listened to a lecture from him.
Diction is perfect. Ooh,
Wow.
diction.
I wanna.
And if you've never heard of him, type his name into Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to be let down again, okay? I tried that with Wikipedia and I got let down. I searched it and nothing exciting came up. I can't do it again. I won't. I will
Fair.
not be
I,
great.
I'm assuming what's just gonna pop up on Amazon, and it is his Hebrew Bible translation.
There's a good chance of it. All right. So, uh, question for the audience: who are your top 3 Bible professors or philosophers, psychologists that we mentioned today that you want as a professor if you were to go to college willingly? Um, let's see, Than. Do you have a top 3 or do you
Yeah.
want
So if
to? Okay.
Heiser was still alive, I would definitely do Heiser.
Yes.
If I had a chance to study under the resurrected Heiser, I would still do that.
Even better, because as we mentioned before, that he, talked with
He has
God,
access.
Jesus. Yeah, he knows everything now
Yeah.
about the Bible, so he's
So
probably the best person to talk to.
Heiser for sure. I would also probably say Rasmussen for sure.
Okay.
And oh man, I would pick Tim McGrew over Enns because all the stuff that I would want to learn from Enns, I would learn from
Mhm.
Heiser. Maybe.
Oh, he's not going to teach you all the arguments for documentary hypothesis.
That's fair, but I'm pretty familiar with most of those arguments, so I'm fine with that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So maybe I'm too much of a bro. I don't know if that's or like a stereotypical Christian, but for some reason I would like to learn under William Lane Craig because he has talked about so many different topics. He'd be my
Fair enough.
third favorite. Let's see here. I Jordan Peterson, just because he's famous, that'll be an
Yeah.
honorable mention. Mm, Rasmussen. Okay, all right. I'll go with that too. I need to shore up my philosophy a little
Philosophy.
bit. Yeah, I know too much about
You
the
should
Hebrew
read
Bible compared to
just read How Reason Can Lead to God,
yeah. So I
and
actually bought that book and then I lost it and never read it. Not a good excuse. Not a good excuse.
I'll
I
send you
feel.
a PDF.
Oh yeah, legally, right?
Yeah, of
S-
course.
okay, sure, yeah. And then okay, obviously Michael Heiser. So it looks like we've got a pretty close list here. Uh, Audience, where did we get wrong? Who should be added? If we missed anybody on the Rate My Professor, let us know because I really tried my hardest to find people.
Yeah.
And every famous person in the world doesn't have time of teaching or just isn't on Rate My Professor for some reason.
Yeah, I was
NT
just
Wright,
gonna
why is there
say.
no one on there? It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, but this is also a good testament to, follow people that, like actually have done scholarly work, not just lay people.
Like us.
Yeah, only listen to us on talking about Rate My Professor, right? But hey, to be fair, I am a Master's of Theology student. Okay, so I get a little bit. I'm no serious person, but I'm also interviewing scholars, and you are too. So cut yourself
I
some
all the
slack.
stuff all the stuff that I talk about is
Right.
pushing what scholars are saying. So
Yeah. Gosh. Give yourself more credit there, buddy. Gosh. All right. All right. So this is it. Let me know what you guys thought. Any last thoughts, Stan?
no, this is really fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else says in
Yeah.
terms of
Right.
what scholars they want to listen to.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Okay. All right. And everybody check out Than's work, his YouTube. A lot of awesome stuff on Old Testament, philosophy, apologetics, really good stuff. I've enjoyed his videos and gotten a lot out of them. And people are not familiar with my channel. Make sure to check it out. We talk about the Genesis topic, Old Testament, apologetics, ethics in the Bible, people challenging the Bible, whether it's right or true or inspiration, all that you can check out on my channel if you want to learn more about the Bible.
I love your channel.
Oh,
I always tell people to go look at it too. So
that's very kind of you. That's very kind. Okay. All right. It's been fun, guys. I'll see you next time. Oh.